All right, good morning, everyone, to the Fulton County Industrial Development Agency's October 14th, 2025 meeting. I would like to start off by saying congratulations to Sue. Last weekend, she was married to John.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congrats. We had the wedding at the Landsy's on the Lake.
Beautiful spot for a wedding, and the weather was perfect. It was the last Saturday of 80s. Yeah, all my vendors did a fantastic job and they went well.
Great.
I'm keeping my last name.
Yeah, I checked with her on that. All right, first order of business is to approve the minutes of the September 9th meeting. Somebody like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Joe Samuel.
Second.
Dave. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. So in your agenda packet, we have our budget report. So for October, we received our 2-month check for not holding the amount of $500 for the lease of the Midas building. You see we had a investment earnings in the sweep of 2134.25. Investment earnings on the T-bill, there were none. None of the T-bills did not come due, and there was not a lot of excess cash flow at that time per our CFO. You had my salary as executive director. We had a payment for disability insurance. We made the payment to CARES firm for $6,218.78 for the legal fees to the Johnstown Housing Initiative. We had a payment to Emery Designs for $1,710.25. You see the sponsorship for the CRG's expertise project at $75,000. And at the bottom, you can see the investments. Are there any questions on the budget report? If there are none, somebody like to make a motion to approve the budget report as presented.
I'll make a motion, Scott.
Mike? Is there a second?
Second.
Joe? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Joe Gillis, you're still on mute. Okay. Committee reports. We had a governance committee this morning. They met to discuss the executive director and the CFO's 2026 salaries. Would somebody like to provide a report?
I can give that report. It's okay with you, Dan?
Yeah, please.
It's just the two of us. Brady Truck Miller is excused. We set the executive director salary for 2026 at $27,000. And chief financial officer's salary for 2026 will be $8,150. And that is my report.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. On to our county report with Mr. Roll.
Having another, there's nothing to report this morning.
Nothing to report. Okay.
Bank reconciliations. There here. Bank reconciliation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. The audit committee, the monthly bank reconciliation report, Sue.
I reviewed the records and everything was in order and signed off.
Okay, thank you. We were supposed to have Terry Easterly here. Let's see.
I saw Terry over the
Was she on
weekend.
there?
She indicated she wasn't gonna be
Oh, okay.
available due to a last minute change in her schedule, so.
Okay, well, included in the packet, you do have the CRG report. You can read at your leisure. You have not done so already. It doesn't appear as though we have anybody from the chamber. No, I think those are all lessons group. Hey, we have no chamber report either.
This might be the fastest meeting we've.
I was gonna say.
I'm on the chamber board if you needed it. You should.
Never report. All right, I guess moving on, some of our old business, on the Nexus Renewables, as you heard last month with Supervisor Van Valkenburg, who was here for the CRG. She did say that the Town of Johnstown solar moratorium has expired. And I did, contact Nexus via email, to inform them of this. I've not heard a response yet from them, but, if I don't hear anything today, I'll try to reach out to them again. Moving on to T-bills, next month, we'll look at, we're in December, or next month, we'll look at, T-bill number 1, that's due to expire on the 28th of November. Moving on to the website research project. As you recall, last month, we reviewed the questionnaires that Betsy had put together for the 4 categories. Betsy has commenced those interviews, and once those interviews are completed, she will finalize her report. And then we will be holding another joint executive committee for next month. So we will get this project wrapped up. And I will note that Betsy is referring to this new, what we've been calling a landing page website as a portal. I asked her for a cost to develop the portal as well as maintain that, and we'll go over that when we go over our proposed 2026 budget. But it will involve more work than I had anticipated originally. So we will discuss that, but that project will be wrapped up. Okay, under the new business, on our proposed 2026 IDA budget. As you know, we are required to file that in Paris by November 1st of each year. This year, we took a little different approach, organizing the budget. I met with each of you individually to have a conversation about the budget. I then took all of your comments and suggestions and synthesized them into what you see with our proposed budget here that we'll go over. Sure, you need one?
No.
Okay, so for the budget, we have under our revenue and financial sources, we continue to have the administrative fee for the Hoffman Car Wash and Benjamin Moore pilots, and $400 fee a year for those pilots. I decreased the lands to be leased for production of hay and corn at Tryon. Originally, we had $1,200 in there. I dropped that to $9, part and parcel to the 50 acres that Niagara will be purchasing from Tryon. They will no longer be able to utilize that property. Mr. Lott wishes to continue to lease the building at Tryon for the amount of $3,000 per year. And when Stanley Enterprises will continue to provide us the $25,000 option for Tryon. Moving down, other non-operating revenues total, you see, again, we will, excuse me, somebody says, the reimbursement from Win Stanley for the $9,000 for mowing at Tryon. We'll also receive our last payment from the Glovers of Water Board in the amount of $5,000 for the relocation of the water line several years ago. Moving down to the expenditures, we have the salaries. Now here, what did we have for the salaries? So, right, it's like 27,000 and 8,150 for the executive director salaries. Also included a $2,000 line item for a consultant. Including this as we transition to a new CFO in 2026. There's quite a bit of work that the CFO does in the beginning of the year. And although Melinda, my administrative aide in planning, has been working with our current CFO, Carol Ellis, throughout the year, I would just like to have her available as a consultant if she's needed. So I've included $2,000 in there for that. Professional services, speaking to Amy Pedrick from the Weston Company, she recommended that we increase that their services from $10,000 to $11,000. Legal, Kara's fine with $9,000. Shovel-ready sites, engineering, realtor, and infrastructure studies. We've been maintaining $120,000 line item for that. I've decreased that by $20,000. Based upon our goals from this year, and I think some of them will carry over to next year. I don't see us going out and really trying to find greenfield sites, which would require much more extensive analysis. We've been looking for the redevelopment of sites in an area that already has services. But it would be, I'm recommending that we do carry at least $100,000 in that line item for the unexpected. I've added in $10,000 for a grant writer. I believe at a previous IDA meeting, someone suggested that. I did speak to Nick Zabowski and a couple of other grant writers in regards to what the level of effort would be for a normal grant. And they're saying somewhere between the $5,000 and $10,000 range. So I added $10,000 in there. Supplies and materials, supplies and marketing materials. I'm recommending that we get a 6-foot fitted table cover with our IDA logo. A couple of IDA banners with stands for displays. Concept of having lapel pins or something similar. And then I would like to have 2 executive director embroidered shirts for when I'm out at conferences and the like. I just think that as we become more involved in the Brownfields Developer Summit and some other marketing efforts, it would be good to have a more professional presentation there. Under the other operating expenditures, meetings and conferences, increased this line item quite a bit. The $1,500 was typically our annual meeting cost. But I think that moving forward, I would like to attend, and hopefully another IDA member attend some other larger conferences. I don't exactly know what they would be at the moment, but I know that in the past there's been a few out there that I would have liked to have attended, but I just didn't. Our memberships are all staying the same, as you can see. Maintaining the IDA website at $15,000. Now the combined economic development portal. You see I have 2 line items here. One's for the development piece and one's for the maintenance piece. I have the development piece at $25,000 and then $7,500 for maintenance. So the proposal that I received from Betsy for budgetary purposes was going to run around $50,000 to develop this portal. Obviously, we're going to have a lot more discussion on the development of it, who's going to maintain it, etc. Once the final report is released and this joint executive group gets back together, which then obviously each executive will come back to their respective boards for continued discussion. But I felt as though having some dollars in there would be appropriate. I am relatively certain that the county government will not participate in the portal. And it may be difficult for the chamber and Workforce Solutions to do so since they're multi-county agencies. We'll continue that discussion. I left the increase the miscellaneous line item from 250 to 1,000. Quicken went up $10. Other sponsorships, we've maintained $5,000 in there. Again, just last month or the month before, we sponsored the expertise project. That was, obviously much greater than my $25,000 line item, but there may be some other things that the IDA would like to sponsor in 2025, knowing that we have the opportunity to do sponsorships, as long as it was in keeping with our mission. I upped the town of Johnstown fire taxes on our 38 properties to 120. And I decreased the Crossroads Park from $10,000 to $5,000. I do not foresee any major studies that we would need to do on that site. So realistically, I think we can reduce that. And the interconnect study is no longer required. And then you can see moving down to the other non-operating expenditures at Tryon. Mowing the sign, obviously, fire taxes, insurance, speedies, permit miscellaneous. So total budget for the IDA is $259,750. Are there any comments, questions, corrections that you'd like to discuss at this time regarding the budget? No? All right, somebody like to make a motion to approve the 2026 budget as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Dan,
I'll second.
Dave, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No, okay, motion carried. Thank you. I will get that submitted in the prayers.
I appreciate the way that you did the budget this year, having us. When you did come in and discuss it. Originally I was in trouble with that.
Wait a minute, you didn't get in trouble?
Yeah, so. All right, we have a couple of projects today. First project on our agenda is Project NYK, which is the Niagara Water Bottling Project application. Project number 1701-25-01A. And on Zoom, we have Patrick Tryon from Niagara. That we'll ask him to chime in here shortly, but I'll just go through a little bit of the background. We've discussed this project already last month. But Niagara Bottling is proposing to construct a 362,440 square foot manufacturing and warehouse facility on 50 acres in Tryon Technology Park. This will be a two-phase project, but at this time, Niagara is submitted an application for the first phase. Niagara uses a reverse osmosis technology to produce purified drinking water. They produce their own bottles, and there are several silos that will be required for both water and the resin. Moving down, again, we'll go through this relatively quickly. The water will be sourced from the City of Gloversville Water Department. Sewer will be through Fulton County Sewer District number 4, Hales Mills, and we'll go to the Gloversville Johnstown Joint Wastewater Treatment Facility. Electric to National Grid, obviously, and we do have the application for a Fast New York Track C application to bring in additional power for the Tryon Technology Park as it grows. Natural gas, there's an existing 99 PSI gas line at Tryon already that they will tap into. Hours of operation, they're 24/7 year round with 4 rotating shifts, 2 per day. You can see the truck traffic is relatively minimal for the facility. And you can see the reviews that have already taken place. Niagara is fully permitted locally. The town of Perth, the planning board commenced their review on July 28th of this year. Commenced seeker, the IDA was listed as an involved agency under seeker, so seeker has been completed. They received an area variance for the silos and some other items. And the planning board issued their approval on September 15th, 2025. Okay. The project also went through the section 239M general municipal law, where the county planning board reviewed the project and recommended approval. And then during your last meeting, we went through the project application and in reference to the Tryon Park design standards. We received their application. The application fee has been provided. And you can see in your agenda, the project application requests real property tax exemptions and sales tax exemptions from the IDA. Approximately in the real property tax exemptions, $3,430,005. Sales tax exemptions of $6,440,000, for an approximate total of $9,870,005. Kara, do you want to discuss the pilot structure now, or,
Sure.
I mean, just how we derived this and what we're still working on, I guess?
Yeah, so, well, the sales tax exemption is self-explanatory, but for the pilot, we used our typical, structure, which, starts out with a 50% exemption in year one and then declines 5%, each year thereafter by, till you get to 5% in year 10. So the current assessed value for the total parcel is $81,800. So we're gonna be working with the assessor's office to determine what that base value will be for this particular property once it's, because it's a portion of the larger lot. That 81,800 is based on, 246 acres. So, this is a 50-acre parcel. So according to the contract, the new construction value is $64 million. But the town of Perth has an equalization rate of 37%. So we reduced that amount, to get a estimated new assessed value, to get to the equalization rate at 37%. So that's $23,680,000. So that is what the pilot schedule is based off of in this year's current tax rates. So going forward, once we won't know what that actual assessed value will be until the assessor gives us a determination as to the overall assessed value once the project is completed. But this gives an estimate going forward, so we can kind of get an idea of what that would look like if it was a dollar for dollar assessment based on new construction amounts and the equalization rate that the town has stayed the same. So that's where these numbers came from, in order to make this determination. So overall, the exemption over the term of the 10 years would be $3.4 million.
And you have, yeah, you all have this pilot schedule attached to your agenda plan.
Which school district?
BP.
BP?
Yep.
Has anybody spoken to them about
I
the
reached
pilot?
out to the superintendent.
Okay,
Yeah.
just highly encourage a conversation with them before anything is firmly finalized.
Right. Yep, 100%, Dave.
Yeah, any action, the only action this board can take today is to move forward with the public scheduling of the public hearing. And at that point, then we would finalize, the proposed figures, and that's when we would definitely get the formal review to the school as well.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah, I noticed.
for those that might not know, there are implications to school districts when these pilots are set, that can impact their ability to budget effectively long. So they're gonna have to work out some structure that allows them to manage that.
Great. Hey, Patrick, oh, go ahead.
Is this only phase one?
This is only for phase one.
Okay.
Yep. Hi, Patrick. Anything you wish to add, or?
Good morning, everybody. No, I think just a quick overview. I'm Patrick Tryon, Director of Economic Development with Niagara Bottling. We've really appreciated the assistance that we've received there in New York and in Fulton County, not only from the state agencies, but particularly from the locals. And Scott and his team have done a great job along with the Center for Growth in terms of positioning Fulton County as a recipient for this investment. And we look forward to working with Win Stanley and getting to a closing date, hopefully in the next 2 months, so that we can start construction in Q1 of next year and be operational in Q1 of the following year. There are some things that I do want to point out, particularly related to electric infrastructure. We appreciate the fact that the county IDA is sponsoring the application to the state's electrical grant and that is critical for our second growth. We always look at communities in terms of OpEx and CapEx, community fit, and surety of performance. And that surety of performance in terms of that long-term service for electric is critical for us to be able to not only establish operations there, but be comfortable and confident that we can grow there long-term. So we appreciate the consideration for this this pilot. We've done this in other locations, so it's not anything that's new to us, and we look forward to getting approvals next month at the next IDA meeting. And I'm happy to answer any questions about the project or the company if there are any.
No, all good. All right, thank you, Patrick.
Welcome.
So since the total benefits exceed the $100,000, we do have to schedule that public hearing, and that public hearing must be held in the town of Perth. The project structure will be our typical pilot structure. Niagara Bottling will lease the property to the IDA, and the IDA will lease it back to Niagara Bottling. I did develop the assign the project number, as you see. Now, in order to continue to discuss providing benefits, we have to discuss particular criteria for evaluating and determine whether to provide these incentives. And I've included some reasoning within the agenda. So the first one is, will the project create or retain jobs? And based upon the application, the project will create 50 new full-time jobs within 2 years. And again, this is for phase one. The project will also create a number of construction jobs. Okay. In regards to what the wages to be paid for the new jobs being created and the existing jobs retained, which there are none to be retained. For phase one, they're expecting 13 at around $55 per hour under the management line, and then on production, around 37 at $28 per hour. The total private sector investment is $165 million. There will be construction jobs created, and their best guess is 20 to 25 from Fulton County, same from Montgomery County, and then 110 to 150 outside of Fulton Montgomery counties. Again, difficult for them to determine, but that was their estimate. And then in regards to the property values and property tax revenues increase for the local jurisdiction. Well, as you know, the Tryon Technology Park, prior to being under the IDA, was owned by the state of New York starting in 1965. So this parcel in its entirety has been tax exempt since 1965. So this will generate new tax revenues for the county, town of Perth, and the Broad Alban Central School District. Okay, our determination, based upon the answers provided to the project review criteria, does the IDA board determine that the project NYAK is in keeping with the IDA's mission? And we'll have that discussion. And any other comments, questions in regards to the review criteria?
I'll just start by saying I think this is exactly the kind of project we've been looking for this site for several years now. So I think it squarely fits in our mission.
Anyone else? Okay.
I just kind of thank you, Scott, for kind of coordinating all the pieces, whether it be water, sewer with the joint water, wastewater treatment facility, working with Ron at CIG and Win Stanley. So really appreciate your efforts in keeping this online, on track, and headed towards the finish line.
Great, thank you. Okay, so I'm proposing a public hearing to be scheduled on Wednesday, November 5th at 10 o'clock a.m. in the Town of Perth Municipal Complex. You will see enclosed in your agenda packet, there's the resolution to schedule that hearing that Kara has developed. And I will be looking for a motion to adopt a resolution scheduling the public hearing related to the proposed NYK project 1701-2501A.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Unless Joe wants to. Go ahead. I'll second.
Mike? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No,
Aye.
motion carries. Okay, Patrick, that's about as far as the IDA can go today on your project.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Have yourself a
Thank you.
wonderful day.
Take care.
All right, second project is Decker Drive LLC expansion project. This project has been assigned a number 1701-25-02A. I believe, Kara, we have two members that need to recuse themselves, Mike and Joe. Joe, you want to state your reason, or?
I provide cleaning services for Weston Group, but Joe's not gonna be here to make a physical vote.
Yeah, I'm here, Joe.
I know,
He
but
can't vote.
you can't vote though, because you're not here.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I think my involvement is minor compared to Mike's, and it is a reason I've.
They're financing with you guys.
I don't know that, but they have on other projects. There's an existing,
Sorry, we need to put our- not there.
existing relationship.
Okay. Yeah, Mike has to recuse him.
Mike can recuse himself, but Joe can stay?
Yes, because I don't think whether or not the project is.
Okay, Joe, you can stay then. Mike? Just want to be.
Tim causes all the problems, doesn't he? He's such a pain.
Feel free to hang out in my office, Mike. if you
All
like.
right, no problem. Chocolates.
Well, we're not in
Oh,
executive,
yeah.
but you don't have to. All right, Mike stepped away. We still have a quorum present here today. So we will just go over a quick background on this expansion project, and then we'll have someone from the group provide any comments or questions. So general background, the Weston Company occupies offices in the city of Johnstown at 55 East Main Street. The company was established in 2013, and they are specializing in the renewable energy field, amongst others. The company currently employs 21 people. They're proposing, well, they've had strong growth and have outgrown their current location. They're looking to purchase the 12,000 square foot building in the Crossroads Park on 2.6 acres. And the company is proposing to renovate that existing building to suit their needs, as well as construct a $5,000 square foot addition to that facility. Based upon their application, the total cost is approximately $4.7 million. The city of Gloversville, they have submitted their application to the Code Enforcement Office. They will be required to go through a site plan review or special use permit. Not sure at the moment which one, but they will have to go through a review by the planning board. And it's expected that they'll commence that the next month. In regards to seeker, seeker will be conducted by the City of Gloversville Planning Board. We will be named an involved agency to be coordinated with. The IDA will accept the planning board's determination of significance. And the IDA's final approval of the Decker Drive LLC's application could be conditioned on a negative deck issued by the planning board. Okay, the project application, they're requesting real property tax exemptions, sales tax exemptions, and the mortgage recording tax for a total of $458,160. Again, Kara, anything to add on how this would drive the pilot structure you can see in your agenda?
Yeah, so the calculations were done the same way, using the current tax rates that are in place for this year with no escalation over the term of the 10 years, which obviously there will likely be an increase. but applying the same equalization rate, well, not the same, in Gloversville, the equalization rate there is 76%. So we applied that to the new construction value where we came up with the base, which we applied the exemption to. So that was to the 2.29 million. The current assessed value on the property is 401,000. So we also have to speak to the assessor to confirm what that's going to look like based on, because the expansion is 5,000 square feet, so it's unclear if that new assessed value, if the current assessed value will be changed once the property sale goes through, or they'll leave it as is. So we'll have to coordinate with the assessor's office on that too.
Right. Okay. Anybody like to
Sure.
say a few words? And they do have the site plan in their packet, but
Rich, they have it.
Oh, I was just gonna give them a check.
yeah.
And these are the
Do that.
application fees, or the application.
There's one thing I'll add quickly is
Yeah.
it says in their packet 21 jobs. That's 21 jobs full-time locally that are currently in our 55 East Main Street office. We currently employ over 200 people, including craft from all over the state. And that number, but that's your local number, just the 21.
All right, does anyone have any questions for the Weston group? Okay. Again, since the total benefits exceed $100,000, we're required to hold a public hearing, which I have scheduled. Project structure will be the same. Decker Drive LLC will lease the property to the IDA and vice versa. Following through the project review criteria. Will the project create and retain jobs? Again, the project will create 4 new full-time jobs within 2 years, also construction jobs. And as just mentioned, obviously there's many that are going to continue to be retained. You can see moving on to the salary structure for the administrative. Total private sector investment, $3,800,000. They'll be having some local labor. And that property is currently tax exempt. It's owned by Nathan Latour Hospital, I believe. And this will be placed back on the tax rolls, creating new property tax revenues for the county, city of Gloversville, and they're located in the Greater Johnstown School District. So again, Dave, after this, we will make sure that I contact the superintendent there so that they have an understanding as long as we move forward to this. So, okay. All right, based upon the answers provided and review of the project criteria, do you believe that this expansion project is in keeping with the IDA's mission?
Scott, I just had one question about the assessments.
Okay.
Or the tax exemption. It's my understanding that the building is no longer on a pilot, and that just the benefits will be for the addition on the building.
That's correct, Joe.
Okay.
And but also as well as any new construction materials, construction for the renovation.
Right, so,
renovation
yeah,
and new build.
right,
Right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Discussion on whether or not this is in keeping with our mission.
I believe it is keeping with our mission statement. It's another good project for Fulton County.
Well, they are definitely expanding. Okay. Again, we're conducting a public hearing on Wednesday, November 5th at 11:30. And this will be held in the CRG offices. In your packet, you have the resolution prepared by Kara. Would somebody like to make a motion to adopt this resolution?
Make that motion.
Dave Demore,
I'll second.
Dan, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay. So we'll have a public hearing and then we'll come back next month. All right. Yeah, that'd be great.
All that works out.
Yep.
Have a good day.
You want me to grab Mike?
Yeah.
I'm bring him back in.
Thanks, Ashley.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Moving forward though, for the actual votes for exemptions, we should have enough people here.
Yeah.
So that I should probably,
Yeah,
that
just
helps next time. I mean, to have.
to move it to the
to do a
public
public
hearing.
hearing,
Yeah.
not a big deal, but,
Yep, we'll have to make sure that we,
well, usually Greg is here though too. or-
Yeah.
Do you know when they're on the agenda at the, or the
Welcome back.
planning board approval? Because we might not be able to do it next month anyway, if they don't have it done.
Yeah, I think we'll be on the agenda, Brad. I'll coordinate with that.
Okay.
Make sure, yeah.
I didn't know if you
And
know.
they-
Ask them.
They won't have an approval. It will be a 2-month process. They'll set a public hearing too.
Well, we can't do our final approval until we have a neg deck.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. Okay, moving right along. Under IDA training, last month we discussed, our mission statement. And in order to avoid mission creep, which is moving away from, an organization's mission, we had a discussion about the modifications to our existing mission statement. Some of the comments were to condense and focus the mission statement. However, we'd like to, of course, include tourism and include housing. I took a stab, at developing two new mission statements, just for discussion, I guess, at this point. So the first mission statement, we allow for the record. The idea, mission is to create and promote economic growth and prosperity for residents and entrepreneurs through the development of shovel-ready sites, providing support for workforce development, fostering a variety of housing options, and leveraging the county's natural and recreational assets to grow the tourism industry. Number two, a little bit shorter, and the ID's mission is to drive economic growth and prosperity by preparing shovel-ready sites for development, encouraging diverse housing options, supporting workforce development, and boost the tourism industry by leveraging the county's natural and recreational assets. So those are two that I came up with. Again, questions, comments, love them, hate them. On the right path, not on the right path.
I think shorter is more preferred in my opinion.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
Most mission statements are
Yeah.
supposed to be concise and.
Are both these two still on still?
No, I think the second one is pretty good.
I mean, our current one is, to me, is.
Yeah.
I was only going to suggest that, we call out specifically diverse housing options, supporting workforce development, boosting tourism, the tourism industry. It doesn't talk about specifics like manufacturing and industrial manufacturing, things like that. Is it implied? I'm just asking the group, is it implied in that statement of preparing shovel-ready sites for development? Or would we want to say for industrial development? I fear that it might skew the other way, that it might try to lock out, unintentionally lock out some of the other aspects of what we're trying to work with here.
Right. I believe we had a discussion about that point in particular, and I think you actually said something in regards to, if you leave that a general statement, you would include housing.
Just want to make sure we're covering the base, that's all, before we adopt it.
Because right now our mission statement says, develop and maintain an inventory of shovel-ready sites for new and expanding businesses.
Right.
It didn't, in that particular, it wouldn't imply housing. But this new one, I kind of left as a general.
Yep.
my impression, by reading that, obviously, I would say that falls in housing as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's for you to all understand that the intent.
I'm very comfortable with this. I wanted to bring that up one last time before that I know we talked about it and
You could say commercial development versus industrial,
kind
kind of a broader term.
sure.
Yeah, put commercial in front of development. For raised sites for commercial development.
Well, development for commerce, diverse housing, workforce development. So,
And tourism.
we're putting in a few things like encouraging diverse housing options, supporting workforce development. Maybe if we go with the IDA's mission is to drive economic growth and prosperity by preparing shovel-ready sites for development of commercial enterprise, diverse housing options, workforce development, and tourism by leveraging the county's natural and recreational assets.
I like that.
I like that.
I'd move commercial enterprise development.
See, that's what I'm trying to do is to identify it as a topic or a focus of our effort.
Yeah.
My fear is if we're putting that in front of development, we're constraining the idea of development to just commercial enterprise and excluding the
Yeah.
potential.
The ID's mission is to drive economic growth and prosperity by preparing shovel-ready sites for development, including, would you say commercial and industrial?
Or just commercial enterprise, comma, diverse housing options, comma, workforce development, and tourism.
And the tourism industry. Yeah.
Okay. So in the end, we will shorten it even a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
That way, okay. Okay. Any other comments on that? I'll come back with that rewritten for the next meeting and move to adopt it if you so choose. Don't really have anything for executive. At least, but-
I think we should go in and talk about the pending litigation.
Okay, yep. Okay, I would like to make a motion to go into executive. For discussion regarding proposed pending or current litigation. Somebody like to make that motion?
Make the motion.
Joe? Sue? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Hey, Joe.
All right, our next meeting is on November 11th, which is Veterans Day. Hopefully, we can reschedule that date. Is anybody okay with November 12th, Wednesday, next day?
I have a thing at the Shine Gallery that day.
I'm fine the next day or the following Tuesday, I'm fine with those.
I won't be able to make the Tuesday.
The 18th.
2-day offsite for work.
So we're looking at possibly the 18th, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you had said in your notes,
Yeah.
but you said,
Yep.
you said Wednesday, the 18th.
No, okay, yeah.
It's Tuesday, the 18th.
Tuesday, the 18th?
I'm okay with that.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. Joe Gales, Tuesday, the 18th?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, you gonna be able to be present that day?
I should be.
All right, we're gonna need you for a quorum and unfortunately, you don't count in a vote, coming in via Zoom,
Soon. Okay.
so you know. All right, Tuesday, the 18th will be the next, meeting date at 8:00 a.m. Would somebody like to close the meeting?
Big motion.
Sue? Oh, she beat you, Joe. Joe, you second?
Sure, no, I would never.
All
No, I know my.
in favor, say aye. Closed, we are closed at
I know my.
9:23.
Hey, I
Thanks,
was
Joe.
gonna let you.
Yeah, I know my place.